The Agents of Sabotage DLC is finally upon us, and I have saved up over $50 million so I can go ahead and buy everything that the update has to offer. From the new business, to the upgrades to the Terabyte, to all of the new vehicles. Today, we're gonna see if all the things in this update are worth the bang for your buck. And spoiler alert, welcome everybody to the Agents of Sabotage DLC. Now it is just past 9 PM here in Australia, which means the update is finally out. Now like I said in the intro, I have over $50 million here on my account to spend on this DLC. I don't know if I'm going to be spending all of that money today, but of course we have a lot of content. We have the new business, the Darnell Garment Factory, which you can see right behind me, a bunch of new vehicles, some new upgrades for the Terabyte, as well as some other bits here and there. And I just want to quickly say, this video is going to be purely a spending spree. I'm going to be buying all of the new content within the DLC, but I'm not going to be playing through the missions just yet. If you want to see me do that, I'm going to be uploading a video tomorrow where I play through the new content. So if you haven't already, subscribe, hit that notification bell to stay updated. Now that all that YouTuber garbage is done, let's get into the actual content. First of all, buying this big boy. So Pavel contacted me just before I started recording, and he told me if I go onto Foreclosures, I believe is the right website, we can go ahead and purchase the DB Garment Factory. Now, the one thing I do want to quickly mention is that I believe Lester owns this or rented it a lot, because obviously if you've played through story mode or through the apartment heists, Lester uses this Garment Factory a lot for heists. So I don't know if we're gonna see him in a cutscene here or something. I'm not really sure, but I guess we'll take a look when we get it. Now, the Garment Factory is costing 2.35 million, which is honestly a pretty good price. I was predicting around 2.5, but I assume, no upgrades. Now that's interesting. Usually if you go to other businesses, you get upgrades straight away. I just want to show it to you. Like if you go to, for example, this here, when you go ahead and buy it, you have a lot of things you can customize. This has nothing. That is quite different, but I guess that just means we can jump into it straight away. First bit of money spent. Let's set a waypoint. Yes, very useful.
Capitan, you want to check out your new crib, huh? Yes. Okay, come to Darnell Brothers. I give you the tour.
And honestly, I kind of love that we have Pavel back. Haven't seen him since Kaya Perico. He's a lovely man. So, very excited. And my hair's fucked again. What a surprise.
Abandoned ship! Abandoned ship!
Oh, he's lost it.
You look shorter on land, huh? Yes. This is the only way I can sleep. When I see this place, I think to myself, this is perfect opportunity for Capitan, huh? This is history we are standing in, huh? Many plans have been hatched in this very space, and at least one fire, but now is good again, huh? This state-of-the-art.
It's a vending machine, but sure.
I'm gonna show you what I planned. Hello, ladies. Used to import these from Belarus. Very cool. Come.
Get back to work!
Just down here. There is somebody I want you to meet. To be honest, she is the reason I am amphibious now. Maybe you talk me up a bit, huh?
Sure thing, buddy.
Jody.
I'll be your wingman.
Jody?
She's right behind me, isn't she?
Ah! Oh, I did not see you there.
I know.
Oh,
You're hard to read.
I also can't read.
Jody Marshall.
So,
FIB Strategic Intelligence.
Former.
Former. Yeah, she is independent contractor. She found out the wrong secrets.
Relax. I'm on almost as many kill lists as you are.
This who I tell you about, Jody, the one who is my...
Your contact. I know all about you. I bet it seems like a long time since you got out of jail. I still have a backdoor access into FIB records, so I pulled up your file. Quite a read. Drug
Thank you.
trafficking, armed
I can't read it myself, but
larceny,
it's nice to hear.
Laundering, armed robbery, smuggling,
That one I did too.
culpable homicide, and illegal street racing. Not bad for page 1. I think we can work together.
I knew you two would get along.
Pavel here was my last assignment with the Bureau before I had to take early retirement.
They tried to kill her.
So I followed my lead and asked him to help me go to ground.
Or better, go to water, huh?
I have access to every FIB server, archive, network, program, shell company, and front. What I don't have is a field operative who can help me turn it into a new retirement plan. Is that you?
Oh, I have to go back to my Kosatka. Is virtual poker night with Michele, Victor, and Crazy Vadzim. I'm gonna let you two get acquainted, huh? I will be back.
You got a phone? Let me give you a tour. Comms? Firepower? Yes, that is your terabyte. Went ahead and took the liberty.
Ooh, so our terabyte's stored in here now? Instead of the nightclub? That's interesting.
The latest tech on yours. I've given you an app that allows access to this operation of ours. You want to work? Just open that or log on to that laptop. I've already lined up.
Okay, so we should be able to launch jobs from our phone for this business. I do like that. I don't know how seamless it's going to be, but that's something I do wish we could do more. Be able to launch stuff on our phone. So we have Darnell Inc. here, but isn't that where quick jobs usually is? I wonder if once you go outside that goes away. I kind of want to test that honestly, because it's taking away a phone slot that you use for other things usually. So I'm interested to see if it's only inside the building. Okay, we're still inside the building. Where did this even take me? Hold up, how do I leave? This building's like a maze. Exit? Okay. Oh, we actually have the fast travel system. Okay, so this is one of the things that we saw leaked, that the new business was going to have fast travel through underground tunnels. So we can go to 5 different locations. Burton Station, sort of in the middle of Los Santos, Del Perro Station, which is right next to my CEO office and apartment, La Mesa, which is here, I think, pretty much. LSIA, which is a nice place to go to, and also the weird, like, side gas station, which is a really out of the way location that is kind of annoying. That's pretty cool though. I wonder if I go ahead and go to La Mesa, it will just take me outside. Let me take a look at that. Oh, okay, it puts me under here. Well, I mean, sure, I just wanted to check this. Okay, so Darnell Inc. still shows up in your phone. I wonder how you go to quick jobs now. Interesting, maybe you can only go through here now. I mean, it's not the biggest issue in the world, but it is interesting that they changed a core function of the phone like that. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's head back inside and take a look at what the business has to offer. So of course we have a pretty big garage in here already. Now she did mention my terabyte. I don't exactly know where it is exactly, but she did say it was here, so I'll try and figure out where that is. We can go to the first floor of the garment factory, which in American terms is the first floor the ground floor? Okay, first floor is just here. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I don't really know what she means by the terabyte exactly.
Good. My Capitan?
Okay, Pavel, calm the hell down. The sink didn't do anything to you, man. Okay, I don't really know what's going on with the mention of the terabyte, but we won't worry about it too much. Now, in this business, we do have a Mark II weapon station. I do appreciate that you don't have to buy this. It's just in here by default, which is really nice. So if you don't have Mark II weapons already, a great time to go ahead and get them. This business only costs 2.3 mil and it comes with this. A great deal, to be fair. I think a lot of other Mark II weapon workshops cost over 500,000 or something. I might be a little bit off with that, but they're quite expensive. Now, before I go ahead and start buying vehicles, let's take a quick look at how the business works. Like I said, probably won't play a mission yet, but I just want to see what the Darnell Inc. computer system looks like. Okay, so on the first screen here, and the only screen I think, we have 4 separate missions, 3 regular ones, and a priority file. 3 regular ones all cost 100 or pay 150,000, and this one is just over double. The priority file will change weekly and can be completed for an increased payment. Oh, I don't like the sound of that. That makes it sound like you're going to only be able to do this once a week. And if it's similar to the last business, it might be that you can only do these like once a day or once an hour. That is a little bit concerning. I'm not a huge fan of that. However, like I said, we'll get into those in the next video. So if you do want to look out for that, it will be up very soon, I promise. But first, I want to go ahead and buy all the vehicles. I don't know how many there are in this update, but we can start taking a look by going over to travel and transport and probably to legendary motorsport first. And here we have some cars. So we have the Dinka Jester RR wide body, the Bravado Banshee GTS, and those are the only 2 there. I don't know if there are any more on this website. Doesn't seem like it. Nope, those are the only 2. So the wide body has a missile lock-on jammer built in. I don't know if it says anything about being able to customize it at any specific stores. Doesn't seem like it. It may just be a base vehicle. No like Benny's, no HSW. We'll go ahead and get it in green since that's what it shows on there. And we'll go ahead and send it to the garment factory since we have a 10-car garage in here, I believe. I mean, I probably should have sent it to the auto shop now that I think about it. Oh, I'll do that for the others. And speaking of others, we have the Banshee GTS, which has a missile lock-on jammer and also HSW upgrades. Now, this vehicle is one of the ones I'm very excited for. Obviously, we've seen in the trailer for this DLC, the blue and white Banshee with the white stripe down the middle. It's also a very iconic vehicle from Rockstar. I think I saw a comment somewhere saying that the Banshee has been like the poster vehicle for Rockstar for like 20 years now or something. So it's cool to have another one of these in the game. The original vehicle is really nice. It's just a bit outdated. So a $2 million version of it with HSW? I mean, I'm down. Now, let's head over to Southern San Andreas Super Autos, and we have one more vehicle. What? Don't tell me we only got 3 vehicles for this DLC. I mean, I know there's probably going to be drip feed, but that's not very much. We have the Karen Chavos V6. Again, a missile lock-on jammer, so I'm assuming they're putting all of these on these vehicles. I'm going to assume you can use these in the missions, and there's going to be enemies with missiles, and that's why they've given you those options. That's my guess, but I guess we'll see. 1.42 million for this one. Gonna just get it in black, send that to the auto shop as well. Now, do we get any other vehicles? Because I will say, only 3 seems a little bit slim pickings, you could say. Okay, so we do have more vehicles in here. We have the police predator. Now, I think this is the free boat we got from doing the $20 trillion heist challenge. And while I don't really care about boats, it is free, down from 3.7 million, which is ridiculous. So I'm gonna obviously go ahead and buy that. And now we also have the Katakata Pursuit, which I think this was from the update, between 4 mil and 5.3. Oh my god. I mean, I would love to get the trade price, but I have to go ahead and do slush fund and obstruction justice dispatch work, so I'm just gonna go ahead and spend the money. I mean, we have 50 mil for a reason, right? But this is a ridiculous amount of money for this vehicle. Isn't this more expensive than the Deluxo? Come on, Rockstar, what are you doing? And then finally in here, we have the Terminus Patrol. Another police vehicle over $5 million. Rockstar just getting a bit ridiculous with their pricing, aren't they? Holy god damn. Whatever. Go ahead and buy it. Send that to the auto shop. And apart from that, it doesn't seem like there's anything else, which is really, really strange because I do believe there was another police vehicle we saw in the trailer. I think it was a Chevy or something. I might be a bit wrong with that. I don't know if it's coming with GTA Plus, which I don't have on this account, or drip feed, but that is very interesting that we don't see it here in Warstock. But we can go ahead and upgrade our Terabyte as well, I do believe. Maybe we have to go inside to upgrade it because it says here additional modifications can be installed on the Terabyte at the Garment Factory, Master Control Terminal, which is really cool, and I'll get to that in a second, and then those other things. So I might need to quickly go outside. Also, I just want to quickly mention, if you did watch that cutscene, I really like this Jodie character. Out of all the characters we had in GTA for like businesses, she might be one of my favorite already. I really love her demeanor, her like sort of cold, cool attitude. And for some reason, she really reminds me of someone and I just can't put my finger on it. So if there's any of you know if she's like an actor in real life or she's played some other role in a video game, let me know because she feels really familiar for some reason and I just can't figure out why. But here we have my bright pink, lovely girly Terminus. That's a Black Ops 6 Zombies map. I meant the Terabyte. And let's see if we can go ahead and take this down to the Garment Factory. So we should be able to enter through here. I mean, it's not the easiest garage to get into because we have a giant trailer next to it, but from here we should be able to upgrade the Terabyte. I don't know if there's a station we need to go to. There we go, modify the Terabyte. So Bureau Tech, we can put a collectible scanner on it, which is interesting. I haven't got many of the collectibles in this account yet, so that may be useful for it. 1.29 million though, seems a little bit expensive. Someone might be able to put in the comments how much you get for doing all the collectibles. I don't know if it's that much, but we'll take it anyways. We have silent running. Makes it sound like it's just going to be like an electric engine. That doesn't make it loud. Not really sure though. We also have a missile lock-on jammer, which is a nice little upgrade. And finally, the one that I'm most intrigued by is the Master Control Terminal. Now, if you don't know already, we have one of these in the arcade, and it's a little system where you can go ahead and look over and manage all of your businesses from one central computer. The only reason why it's a bit shitty in the arcade is that sometimes your arcade's a bit out of the way. You have to go inside it and then come out, and then you have to get another vehicle and drive. It's just not the best location for it. But in the Terabyte, a mobile vehicle, this could be an incredible piece of kit. So for $500,000, totally worth it. If you're not going to get any of these other things, I would highly recommend getting this. Okay, so we have touchscreen computer with a right on the D-pad and master control terminal with square. I mean, I guess it makes sense. And yep, it is just the exact same as before. So we have the nightclub, gun running, all the MC businesses, special vehicle cargo, warehouse cargo, and air freight. I mean, it's very useful to have. Very, very useful to have. So that's cool, but it's not really anything we need to go over since we've seen it before. Now, I just want to do one final check of all the different websites just to make sure I'm not missing anything, because I'm really, really intrigued by the fact there's only about like 4 or 5 vehicles at the moment. It seems very strange that there's not more. I believe in the last update we had bail office, I feel like we had like 8 vehicles or something. It seems so strange that we only have 5 or so, or 6 including the bike. I don't know about GTA Plus and how that's fitting into this. Maybe GTA Plus has a lot more vehicles available at the moment. I know there's a weapon that you can only get with that right now. We'll get into that topic a little bit later, but it seems strange that one of the vehicles we saw isn't here, but we do have I mean, oh, there it is. How did I not see that? We do have the Dinka Jester RR to go ahead and get started with. And it comes with the livery by default, which is honestly kind of cool. Sick livery, I will say. Like, got the Chinese dragon design. Well, it's a Chinese dragon, but it's Japanese lettering on the side. Let's see how this is. I haven't driven a Dinka Jester in quite a little bit. So let's see how it compares to the ones we have in the game already, just off by memory. I mean, it's a beautiful car, I will say. This is a stunning vehicle. And bar the police cars, it's the most expensive out of the ones we got in this update so far. So I would hope it's stunning, and it does feel pretty good so far. Obviously not upgraded at the moment. Seems to handle pretty well. No spin out really. Not really much oversteer. I think more understeer if anything. Doesn't seem to be too drifty. This could honestly be a very, very good street racing vehicle. I'm sure we're going to have all the big car GTA YouTubers do a full analysis on these and see which ones are, you know, the best for racing and the fastest and all that. But just from a general feel perspective, I am liking it so far. But now that we're in our auto shop, we can see all the vehicles. Don't mind those two over there. They're not important. We have the pink Banshee, this car, 2 police vehicles which cost combined over $10 million, which is just a bloody disgrace, I will say. You're telling me these 2 vehicles cost more than the Oppressor Mark II, cost more than the Golden Jet, cost more than a yacht? Obviously, we're going to go ahead and upgrade all these vehicles to max in terms of the engine, transmission, turbo, and all that. But then I'm going to put my own spin on these things and just see how nice I can make them look. I may not be the best designer in the world, but I do have my own taste. I mean, I'm noticing straight away, there's actually not that many upgrade options. We have armor, we have brakes. I've gone ahead and put on the engine, transmission, and turbo. No suspension option. I'm assuming that's because it's already quite low suspension. And then we have no livery, which is really, really surprising. So this livery on the car is just there by default and you can't change it. That is very strange. I would have thought they would have put effort into making this something you can take on or take off, but that doesn't seem to be the case. That's really, really odd. I don't know why Rockstar haven't given us more liveries here. It feels like they're slacking a little bit, to be completely honest with you. I don't know how I feel about that, because that means the secondary color really only applies to these windshields here. That's what they're called, wing mirrors. Yeah, that only applies to this, which isn't all that much, to be completely honest with you. I mean, we can change the trim color inside, which is always nice. I might just go ahead and make this green. Honestly, I may just keep this car the default color that we see, just because it sort of matches. It's the thing that Rockstar advertised, so clearly they think it looks good. We can go ahead and give it some lights, a neon layout kit, because it kind of matches the rest of it. Yeah, let's go purple, why not? But apart from that, I think that's actually it. I mean, you can always change wheels, but I personally like keeping them default. I feel a little bit disappointed by that, Rockstar, to be honest with you. Like, this livery is amazing, don't get me wrong, and there's every chance that even if there were other options, I would keep it. But the fact that you can't even take it off is really, really surprising. Again, maybe we can take this to Benny's. I'm gonna go try that right now, because that's possibly where you could do changes to an RR vehicle. But this seems very underwhelming for the first vehicle. Only 5 vehicles plus the police boat in the update so far, and you can't even change the livery. Well, not even change. Again, even if you could, even if this was the only livery, that would be fine. The fact that you can't take it off is really strange, because surely it's just a simple texture change in the code. I don't know about this one, Rockstar, to be honest with you. Okay, so you can't modify it here. That is really, really intriguing. I wonder why Rockstar haven't given us more options with this vehicle. It's a really, really cool vehicle. Like, it's a street car, like it's something you'd see in like a Japanese racing movie or Fast and Furious 3, whatever. But we barely have any customization options. We have no options to change like the bumpers, the side skirting, the roof. That's odd. I don't know if I'm going to be alone on this opinion, but this does seem extremely underwhelming for the most expensive vehicle bar the police cars for the update. And also, just to make sure I'm not sounding too negative, I will say, just driving this vehicle around, it is a very nice feeling vehicle. Like, it's very easy to handle. Speed feels pretty good. I don't think it's going to be one of the top vehicles in the game for racing, but overall, if you like the look of it, it is a nice handling vehicle. You're not going to be, I don't know, turned off by using it. You may be turned off by the lack of customization, but that's a whole nother issue. Now, can we go ahead and put some lock-on missiles on this? For some reason, I forgot that it said they were built in. You don't actually have to put the lock-on missiles on. They're there by default, so just don't worry about this. I mean, it's definitely not the worst vehicle ever added to the game. It looks nice. The livery is really cool and unique. It feels fine to drive and handle. It wasn't stupidly expensive. Like, if this was a near $4 million car, I think Rockstar would just be absolutely off their rocker. But I think overall, I've got to give this like a 5 or 6 out of 10 if I'm giving just an overall ranking to everything. I think the base version of the car, when I first saw it on the website, it looked like an 8 to me. But the lack of customization, it takes it down a lot in my opinion. I honestly think if you're a fan of this car specifically, like this type of model in real life, go ahead and get it. But if not, this might be a miss for me. I'm gonna be real. Now, I'm gonna leave the Bravado Banshee for a little bit. Let's go ahead and do a cop car. So we have the more Jeep-looking one here with an open roof. $5.1 million for the Canis Terminus. I mean, I really do like the regular Terminus. I think it's a great vehicle. Is this worth it? Off the bat, I'm gonna say no. Unless you really, really, really like role-playing as a cop, I just feel like this is gonna be a massive waste of money. But we're gonna go ahead and customize it anyways, because again, we didn't get $50 million for nothing, did we? Okay, so already off the bat, I've noticed something. This has liveries, which I guess you'd expect all the other police cars do. I'm still just can't get over that car. How does it not have more liveries? So we can go ahead and put some regular police stuff on here. I think these are all the same liveries that most of the other cop cars have on this game at the moment. Now, I always go for this stealth one. I do like the look of it, just very minimalistic, so I'm going to do that. Now, I'm going to quickly go through and just customize this as I want. We can get some armor plating on this, which is going to make it stronger to bullets, which is pretty nice. We've got some painted heavy-duty arches, which is the option I'm going to go for here. Bumpers, we can do more heavy-duty type stuff or painted utility. I'm going to go for that one. Bodywork, we can get a snorkel on it. I think these are just the same upgrades you can put on the regular Terminus, so it's not that interesting. I'm going to go for the light bar. I don't know if that means that we're going to be able to turn on that light bar with the headlights, but I'm interested to see, so that's why I'm going to do it. Doors, you can pretty much take them off for the most part, or you can have them more solid. I mean, I'm going to keep them on, probably. Maybe door protectors. I don't really know what difference that makes at all, if I'm being honest with you. I mean, I literally cannot see a difference between these two options, like not even a little bit. Someone tell me if I'm missing something, but I'm going to put it on anyways. Got some basic options here. Go with the quad chrome exhausts. 12 options here. I do like these ones here, the carbon heavy duty one. Got a bit of a mean look to it. Hood. Can we... Oh, we got some camo overlay on there. That looks a bit strange, to be honest. We have some utility hoods with a shovel and an axe, some vented stuff. A limited edition, I'm going to go for that just because it makes me feel special. Lighting, headlights, xenon lights, no neons for this one. Police equipment, we actually have quite a bit here. We have the tech array, which I'm just going to max these out to make it as over the top and ridiculous as possible. I mean, we have the stealth livery on, but it's not going to be stealthy whatsoever because, I mean, if this isn't obvious, it's a cop vehicle. I don't know what to say, man. We can get some raised dual searchlights on there, emergency lighting. Honestly, I'm gonna be real with you, I kind of like the default one here. And then finally we have a push bar. I'm just gonna go for the big boy, the apprehender push bar, because it's expensive, and you know how things work, kids. The more expensive the better. So the stock roof has a roof, but it wasn't showing before. It showed... Okay, this game is a bit broken. It's fine. We have the deleted roof, the painted roof, the canted roof painted, and safari nets. Now again, I think on my regular Terminus I have like an open roof, but because this is a cop car and you don't want to be shot, I'm going to go for the canted roof painted, so we're all enclosed in the vehicle. Skirts, we're gonna get some steps on there for the short people in the comments. Spare wheel in the back, get that covered in carbon. Again, don't want a random spare tire to be shot on the back. I feel like that would be a bit of a waste. And then finally, wheels, keeping default, like I said, get some bulletproof tires on those. And then finally for windows, limo, and that is it. The Canis Terminus Police Edition. It is a nice looking car. I do really like the Terminus. It's one of the best off-roading vehicles in the game. I can't imagine this is going to be much difference in terms of performance, but we'll give it a bit of a drive around anyways, just to see what's crack-a-lackin'. This one for sure, it did say in the top left that you can put a missile lock-on jammer on this. So I'm going to head back to the agency again and try, because the missile lock-on jammer on this, if we are going to be doing missions with this vehicle, whether it's the cop dispatch missions or just missions in general where you want to roleplay, it is going to be a very useful thing to have. Missile lock-on jammer for 380k. I mean, I don't know how many missiles I'm going to be getting shot at with this, but might as well put it on. And that is the Terminus Police Edition. I mean, it's a cool car. Again, if you like role-playing as a cop, it's definitely a good buy. If you don't, oh, 5 mil, man. It's a hefty price. If you have a lot of money like me, or you've modded your account where you have 2.7 billion, sure, buy it. If you're poor, like I know a lot of you are, maybe give this one a miss as well. Although I am going to say it's probably a little bit better than the other vehicle. I'll maybe give this a 6. It would be higher if the price wasn't so ridiculously high. Like the other Terminus, I'd probably give like an 8. But this thing for 5 million, maybe not. Now let's skip this police vehicle for a bit and move over to this one here. I completely forgot the name of it. It is the Dinka Chavos V6. Now we can also get missile lock-on jammer on this, but honestly, who really cares? Let's just do the regular customization. Now this looks very much like an FIB bureau type vehicle, so I imagine that's going to be the vibe for it. Go ahead and do all the basic upgrades as usual. And just from scrolling through, it looks like this vehicle has almost double the amount of customizations as that one there. So again, I don't really know what Rockstar were thinking. I'm just really baffled by the fact that arguably the most interestingly designed vehicle in the update has barely any customization. It's very strange. Because this one, we got exhausts. We'll go with the muffler. Why not? We got grills. You can get some chrome stuff in there. We can do hood options. There's 18 different ones of them. Because this is meant to be sort of like a stealthy vehicle, I might just keep a lot of stuff default. Might be a bit boring for the video, but I think in terms of like the aesthetic of a FIB vehicle, you don't really want it to stand out all that much. It's kind of not the point of it. Like even this is 11 liveries. God damn. I think I'm going to keep it default though. I know it's maybe not the most interesting thing in the world, like I said, but I'm trying to role play as a little FIB man right here. Rear diffuser. I mean, these are cool to have, but I honestly hate having them in the car because they always seem to hit the ground and make me spin out. So I'm just not going to use that. Primary color obviously is the whole vehicle. Secondary color is pretty much nothing. I'm sure you have to change some options for that. We got some side lumières. Let's get the aggressive ones. Now we actually have the skirting. I mean, it's going to be a pretty small change if we keep it black on black. So I'll just go with the plastic extended trim. Splitters at the front, again, similar to the things on the back. Don't really like having these on personally because they always seem to hit the ground and annoy me, especially like the big ones that like hang off like this. I'm sure we can go with like a plastic lip splitter just for a little bit of spice. And for the spoiler, we have 18 options here. Again, I think this is a little bit ridiculous for a sort of covert vehicle. We'll go with a ducktail. Sun strips, I don't really like these at all personally, so I'm going to leave those off. Suspension's lowered, turbos on, wheels obviously get those bulletproof tires, and finally the windows should be limo. Now I know this is maybe the most boring vehicle customization you have ever seen, but it's okay. It's my decision. You can't change my mind. Now I don't really have high hopes for this vehicle. I mean, I don't have low hopes. I just mean it's going to be a very standard sort of sedan. I can't imagine it's going to blow your socks off. Don't think it's going to put your socks on either. It'll just leave them sort of half on your feet. Like you're walking around and your feet are a bit hot, but you don't want to take them off completely. I don't know what I'm saying. It's going to be a very average standard vehicle. Absolutely not worth the like 1.4 million in my opinion. Vehicles like these should not be costing over $1 million. I know GTA inflation is a thing, but thinking that this costs more than like the Zentorno and the Adder and the Hakuchu Drag is just an absolute farce in my opinion. And like driving it around here, it's a sedan. The turning isn't anything spectacular. You can't really turn at high speeds. The speed itself is fine at best. I mean, again, these are the type of vehicles you want to buy if you want to role play as like an FIB agent, or if you're just a car collector and just want all the vehicles. It's cool, but it's kind of boring. And considering the other vehicles don't have many customization options from what we're seeing so far, I can't help but feel a little bit disappointed in the vehicle so far. I'm going to be honest. I don't like to be negative about updates considering we only get them twice a year, but I'm not really feeling it so far. I mean, again, it's a fine vehicle. It's a little bit overpriced in my opinion, but it's not absolutely horrendously ridiculous. Probably just another like 6 out of 10. It's just a vehicle. If you have the money for it and you want to buy it, buy it. If you don't, you don't need to go out of your way to save up money for this thing. It's just like any other sedan in the goddamn game. But we have another police car. Now this one is more of a pickup truck type vibe. Can also get the lock-on jammer, similar to the other one, of course. This is the Vapid Karakara Pursuit. Now I think again, the Karakara is just a regular vehicle in the game, and it's also probably not 5.3 million. So I know I keep repeating myself and you're going to get sick of hearing this. This is going to be another situation of if you like having the cop cars and the cop car liveries and you want to role play or just drive around in a cop car, this is going to be a good vehicle to buy. But if not, I don't know how worth it is. I mean, I know this all comes down to greed from Rockstar. Now, this one I might do a little bit more customization in terms of the coloring of it, make it a little bit less stealthy, just because make it a bit different from the last one. But overall, it's still just another cop car. I mean, like at the end of the day, there's only so much you can do with the cop cars. And now that there are like 10 in the game already, each one is kind of just the last one, but a different car. I mean, I know that's like obvious, but that's kind of all it is. There's not really much difference between the cop cars in terms of the stuff you can put on them. I think the customizations options for this one is the exact same as the last one we saw, which is maybe a bit disappointing. You would think that different vehicles may have different options, but nope. It's all the same. We do have some racks at the back here, which is a bit different actually, which is kind of nice. I'm gonna go with the secondary roll bars here, but that is again pretty much it. Change the roof to be carbon. I'm gonna leave it white though. Suspensions down, turbos on, wheels get the bulletproof tires, and windows in the limo. Again, pretty much the exact same options as last time. No different liveries. One separate option for the rack at the back, and I've just crashed inside my own cutscene. And while I haven't driven this vehicle before, the Karakara, I don't think I've ever driven it in GTA. Similar to the last one, I don't really have many expectations. The Terminus one is definitely the better of the two by a long distance. If anything, I don't understand why this is the more expensive of the two cop cars. In my opinion, this should easily be like $2 million less than the Terminus. If that one's 5 million, this one should be like 3 in my opinion, because it's not like there's much utility when it comes with these. Like maybe if there were certain missions that having this space in the back would be useful to put loot in or something, you could pick up more crates when doing CEO work. If there was that sort of utility, I could understand why they would make this more expensive, but it's just a pickup truck or whatever you call this type of vehicle. It's not very fast. There's a missile lock-on jammer, which is fine, I guess. Customization options are the exact same as the other one. I just don't really understand why this needs to be as expensive as it is. They could have easily made this one 3 mil, the other one 5. Still would have been over the top, but at least would have made sense, because I think the other one is way better than this in almost every aspect. Again, someone might disagree with me, but I think that's the case. Like when you're driving vehicles in GTA Online doing missions, I know the aesthetic is nice, but a lot of people also care about the actual stats and efficiency. Is the vehicle fast? Can it turn well? Can it handle off-roading situations well? These are all things that are really important when specifically doing missions or doing cop chases or anything like that. And this vehicle, just from that little 2-minute drive, significantly underperforms compared to the other one. So I just don't understand why it's more expensive. It makes absolutely no sense to me. Now again, the main reason why I'm being negative is not because these are necessarily bad vehicles. I mean, I love having these in the game. Having more options for vehicles, for role-playing, or just putting them in your garage if you think they're cool, is great. It's just the price. The price is the main issue I have with these. If this vehicle here, the Katakata, was 1.5 million and this was 2.5 million, I'd be like, okay, I am fine with that. It's still expensive, but you do 1 or 2 Kaya Pericos and you can buy them. It's completely fine. Over 5 million for both of them, or over 10 million for them combined, I should say, is just a disgrace in my opinion. I know we're 11 years into GTA, a lot of people have a lot of money, but there may be a lot of people who are playing today for the first time or the first time in a long time or starting new accounts. How does Rockstar feasibly expect you to get these? Oh wait, I know. Buy shark cards. Okay, rant over. Let's see the final vehicle. The Bravado Banshee GTS. Now, this is the one I have the most hope for. We have HSW, which we'll go ahead and do in a second, but first we can modify it here. Now, for the love of God, please have some interesting customizations and or liveries. Okay, there is a livery option there. Fantastic. We'll go ahead and do the basic upgrades first and then get to that. All right, all those upgrades done. Now, I think I'm just going to go ahead and customize this to look like the promotional imaging. So the double white stripe down the middle and a sort of blue color. I mean, I can't exactly tell which blue it's going to be. It looks like a middle blue in terms of the brightness of it. I mean, I'm not going to get it perfect, but I think that's pretty close to what it looks like. We can get a roll cage on it, which it's like, I need to change the secondary color. I don't need a pink roll cage inside of there. That looks a little bit ridiculous. We will go ahead and put it on though, because it is a nice little thing. But yeah, I think the pink isn't the best contrast to what I want. I might just make it black, honestly. Might be the easiest thing to go ahead and mix in. Then we can go ahead and put some roofing on it. I think in the image we do have the competition roof there. Spoiler, we have the stock spoiler on, and I may just stick with that, to be fair. It does look good, and it is what's in the promotional imaging. How many times am I going to say promotional imaging? I don't know. They do have the sun strip on there, but again, I hate sun strips, especially when you go first person, you can't see as well. So not going to go ahead and change that. We can put some trimming on it. I will go with the carbon trim. Wheels, as always, keeping them default. Actually, now that I'm looking at the imaging, again, promotional imaging, I should say, I think they actually have some carbon rims on here. I think they have, I don't know if I'm going to be able to find the exact one. It looks like this. Yeah, I think these are the rims they have on, so we can actually go ahead and do that. Tires, I will get some tire smoke on this. I actually forgot to put tire smoke on all of the other vehicles, but we'll go ahead and put it on this one anyways. Windows, I'm going to keep it non-limo because I want to see my character. Finally, we got some bumpers we can change. Front bumpers, I will put on that, considering it's on the promotional imaging. Sorry, you're getting really sick of me, aren't you? Here, I'll just put on the stock delete. Low-key tempted to do that. Exhaust. Let's get the race side exit. Sure. We do have a grill on there. Think it is this one, the primary stock. I mean, the default does look nice. I think I will go with this one though. Lights, xenon lights, neon kit, neon layout. And I'm going to go with the white for this one, just to match the stripes in the middle. And finally, mirrors. I mean, I think I'm going to go with these ones. The hood-mounted mirrors, and I believe that's about it. Blue and white fits with this, and yeah, that is the Bravado Banshee GTS. Now we'll drive it around for a little bit, go get an HSW upgrade, and probably try the HSW time trial to see if it's good enough to actually complete those. And of course, with HSW, we get engine upgrades, turbo upgrades, and braking upgrades as well, which is pretty nice, and it is free. I don't know if I have a free upgrade or this is free in general, but that is nice to see at least. With brakes, we can get HSW upgrades, same with the engine, same with the transmission, I do believe, I think. I don't think you get, oh, no, there is HSW suspension as well. Yeah, HSW transmission, and finally the turbo. So we have, HSW Standard, HSW Race, Sports, and Race Plus. Have they changed the naming of these? Because it just used to be HSW like 1, 2, and 3, did it not? Have they changed this overall? Is it just for this vehicle? Someone let me know. But we have that. It was like 95,000 or something. And now we have the vehicle maxed out, except the braking, which is looking a bit concerning. But we should be able to go ahead and drive this thing around now at full maximum capacity and see if it's good. We'll drive over to the HSW time trial, give it a spin, and hopefully this one will be worth it. So far, out of the other 4 vehicles I customized, none of them, in my opinion, were really, really worth it. They were all sort of disappointing or just way too expensive for what they are. This one is feeling good. This is a massive speed increase. Obviously, it's HSW. It's going to be a big speed increase, but this is feeling really good. I mean, I haven't even done the time trial yet. I've driven it for about 30 seconds, but I'm going to say this already. If there's only one vehicle you can afford this update, get this one. This is by far the best vehicle that's been released so far. And I say so far because, again, there's another police vehicle that is meant to be in the game. Maybe more drip feed vehicles as well, but there is another vehicle in the game. It is the Invetro Coquette D10 Interceptor. It is one of the police vehicles, and it honestly looks incredible. I'll put a picture up on the screen right now. It looks absolutely amazing, and I think that will probably be the best vehicle when this update does actually release everything. But I am worried it's going to cost like 17 million, considering this is like a supercar cop car, and the shitty truck costs 5. So, I mean, brace yourselves for when that comes out. But here we are at the HSW time trial. This should be fast enough to complete it. Like I said, the turning and braking is a little bit but I think the regular Banshee is kind of like that already, so it's to be expected. Now, the finishing position of this time trial, if I can remember where it is, I believe is... Where am I trying to find it? It's here, sorry. Looking in the wrong place. And we have 1 minute and 21 seconds to do this. So, let's see. Now, usually when I do this time trial, I go over here. Is the suspension going to be low? No, it's good. I was a bit worried we were going to just hit that and not be able to drive past, but we seem to be okay. Braking is good enough to make those short little adjustments, which is nice. Again, if you want a proper detailed view on this car, go watch a different YouTuber. I'm not really a car person. I'm sort of just giving a rough opinion, but it is very quick. This is a very, very fast vehicle. I don't know if it's as fast as the Niobe that came out in the last DLC, the BMW i8. It may be around the same speed. I think they're both HSW vehicles. They feel about similar. So if you want a rough comparison, that's probably the thing I'd think about it being closest to, but it is fast. It is certainly extremely fast. Suspension is a little bit bumpy. It's not the smoothest ride in the world, and you're a whore. Sorry. It's not the smoothest ride in the world, as you can see. It's bumping over the place a little bit, so you gotta just be careful when you're driving it, make sure you're in control. But it is a very quick vehicle, and we're going to complete this time trial with not too much difficulty at all, to be honest. We even crashed a little bit, and we're still completing it with a few seconds to go. A very, very good showcasing from the Bravado Banshee GZS. I mean, like I said, if you're gonna buy any vehicle in this update, it's gonna be this one. By far, the most worth it. It's honestly one of the cheaper ones as well. I think it was only 1.7 or 1.9 million, so it's the second cheapest one in the update so far, while being by far the best in my opinion. I don't know where Rockstar are getting their prices from, but I mean, it's a bit odd that you have arguably the worst vehicle being the most expensive and the best being the second least. I'm not really sure what they were trying to do there, but hey, I mean, I ain't gonna complain about a good vehicle being under 2 mil. It's very rare we get that nowadays. Now, I guess there's one more vehicle we technically do need to check out, even though I'm not that intrigued by it, but it is the boat. I mean, we have boats here, and we have the police predator. I mean, it's ironic. Police usually catch predators, not driving them, but sure. I don't really know what to expect for this. It is free. Everyone got it for completing the 20 trillion heist challenge, which, you know, I guess is nice having a free vehicle. But I also, I don't really know how much use we're going to get out of this. Again, if you want to roleplay as a cop, sure, go for it. But if you're trying to just play the game and make money or do things efficiently, you're just going to use like an oppressor. There's no need to have a boat. But is it a fast boat? I mean, that's at least something we can check. Does it have sirens? It has a horn. It doesn't seem to have sirens. I mean, I'm pressing the buttons that usually do it, so that's a little bit disappointing. And the boat itself is... Oh god, it is very, very slow. This is so slow. This is pathetic. I know it's free. I shouldn't be complaining about a free vehicle, but it's usually costing 3.7 million. This is horror. Why would anyone ever use this? Like, I think a speedophile, the little jet ski is better. Or, you know, a dinghy or a long fin. This is really bad, man. I was expecting this to be like very quick or have guns on it or something. Nope. It's just a shitty little boat. Doesn't even have sirens. Oh boy. And if you do look through Twitter or see any other YouTubers' videos, there is leaks of a lot of the other drip feed content that is coming. Like I've mentioned before, the new police car. There's a new version of the Titan coming in this update as well, which is pretty cool. And we should have some other vehicles coming, but again, we're getting it all drip feeded. So it's going to be like a week from now, or 2 weeks, or 3 weeks from now when we actually see these cars and vehicles in the game, which I know I use the word a lot, is a little bit disappointing. We only have 6 vehicles on launch, one of them being a free boat, 2 of them being overpriced police cars, one of them being a vehicle you can't customize very much, another being a very mid sedan, and then we have one pretty awesome vehicle. It's not the greatest showcasing, if I'm being honest with you. Now, just before we go ahead and end off this video, there are a few more things I want to quickly mention. First of all, I believe we got an email when I logged in here, Rockstar Games new vehicle upgrades. So here it says that there are now missile lock-on jammer for a lot of new vehicles, including the Benefactor Sterling GT, Vista Comet SR, Grody Stinger GT, Pegasus Infernus, and its Cutting 7055, OB9F Cabrio. I mean, I'm not going to list all of these, it's a bit ridiculous, but there are a hell of a lot of vehicles that now have this available, which is really awesome. I mean, like, if you're a big PvP player, or you play missions where there are helicopters that shoot rockets, or playing a lot of public lobbies, this is massive. The Duke of Death has it there. That's a great vehicle. The Pegassi Batty 801, one of the cheapest and best bikes in the entire game, now has a missile lock-on jammer, so if you're driving around with that, you're not going to be able to get killed as much. I mean, this is pretty cool, to be honest with you. Now, I also do believe on top of the garage we got in the Garment Factory, I think there are 2 new garages that have been added to the game with 10 vehicles in them, but considering we've only gotten 5 new cars so far, I don't think many of you are going to need the space. The new Garment Factory garage already has 10 slots in it, and a slot for your terabyte, which is quite nice, as we know. I don't think we're going to need the other ones just quite yet. Now, the final thing I will very quickly mention before I go ahead and end off this video is that there is a bit of a controversy with GTA Plus and how it affects this update. Obviously, as we all know, GTA Plus is the payment system, the subscription service to get more stuff in GTA Online. Now, obviously, I don't pay for this because I ain't doing that shit. In this update, there is a new assault rifle called the Custom Military Rifle. I think it's called the El Strickler, which you can only get right now if you have GTA Plus. For the rest of us, it will only be available in 1 month, which is really disappointing. I mean, a new weapon to me isn't the biggest thing in the world. I think there are other things I care about more, specifically vehicles and missions, but to a lot of people who like collecting new weapons and trying them out, this is a really big issue. Having to wait an entire month for something that should be in the game is a bit gross on Rockstar's part, I will say. So that's something I'm not going to be able to buy and review today because I refuse to buy GTA Plus on this account. I'm sure if you go watch other YouTubers, they'll showcase it in some way or the other. But yeah, that is one thing I do just want to quickly mention there. And finally, I'm sure there are going to be some clothes in this update. Not that I really plan on buying many of them because I have my iconic outfit on here, but I'm sure there'll be some new outfits and pieces you can go ahead and get. Maybe some outfits you get for doing the missions as well. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can find anything that looks interesting. I mean, these look new. Yes, it says at the bottom there, this item has just been unlocked. It is part of the Agents of Sabotage pack. So we have some animal print shorts. Honestly, these kind of match the outfit, but I don't know if I want my legs out. We have some tie-dye shorts as well. So we are actually getting quite a few different outfit options here with the Agents of Sabotage. Oh, we do have anime t-shirts. Okay, that is new. I mean, some interesting designs, and you can just be shirtless as well, of course. Got some animal print as well to match the animal print pants we have. Only 11 options there and only 12 options there. So nothing crazy, but again, a few new options here to make a new outfit. We've got some hoodies as well. I don't know if they're going to have a specific type of anime hoodie that is very iconic in real life, but we have some stuff here. I mean, these are pretty cool, honestly. I do like this. The design's overall nice, but I got my outfit. I'm not going to change that. And some tie-dye hoodies. But I think that is going to be it for today's video, guys. There may be one up soon, tomorrow, a few hours. I don't know. Again, like I said, subscribe, put on the notification bell if you want to be stayed updated. That was a great sentence. And also, let me know in the comments how you're feeling about this update so far. I know I haven't played the missions yet. We'll get into that very soon. But in terms of just the pure content, I'm feeling a 6 to 6.5 so far. I mean, the Garment Factory is a cool business location. The upgrades to the terabyte are very nice. I think that upgrades to the terabyte, specifically the master control terminal, is like a 10 out of 10 update. Maybe one of the best things Rockstar have added in a while. The fast travel system is pretty cool. Don't know how useful it's going to be in your day-to-day life, but it is a nice little thing. This car is amazing, and hopefully we get some all right drip feeds soon. But yeah, that's about it. I'll see you soon.